We're a weekly gaming podcast where our mission is simple: to bring to light and discuss topics that have an impact on our gaming hobby, and at the same time, highlighting our diverse gamer community, also remaining dedicated to our origins.
Guardian down.
Join me, Todd the Gator, and my co-host Kingsley Mack as we invite a rotating list of guest co-hosts every week to join us at the Guardian Down Roundtable. And now, let's get to it. What's up, Guardians? Welcome to episode 360 of the Guardian Down Roundtable. In our podcast, we talk about topics and news that impact our gaming hobby, all while keeping the focus on our community. We're the podcast that invites a rotating list of guest co-hosts every week to join us at the table. We go live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, on my Todd the Gator Twitch and YouTube channels, as well as our Discord live stage. Once a month, we invite a new member from our Discord community to pull up a chair and share their gaming story with us. Kind of nice. We are a live video show, but we do have an audio version available every Monday morning or very late on Sunday if you're on the West Coast. We love the live shows, but more than ever, we really love interacting with our live chat. So if you want to give us some input on what we're talking about tonight, don't be shy. Throw something in the chat. And yeah, we may even read it out live on the show. So we appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. Tonight is going to be all Destiny, because I think it's apropos that we talk about Destiny this week because the last Destiny update dropped, right? So let's introduce my co-host from the great state of Utah, Mr. Kingsley Mack, and check in with him. Mike, how you been tonight, man? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You got dinner?
You said very late on the West Coast. I wouldn't consider 9 p.m. very late.
Okay, that's true. It's 12:01 a.m. is actually when it's actually released. It's 1 minute after midnight on the East Coast. So yeah.
It should be 9:01 Pacific time.
9:01 Pacific, exactly. So yeah, everything good, man?
Yeah, of course. Glad to be here once again.
Thank you, sir. Well, let's introduce our guest co-host tonight. She is one of my Saturday Night Fire Team members. She's a clan admin for GDC3, a community moderator, which just caught a spammer this morning. Thank you very much. And has been an active part of our community for over 2 years now. She has been an excellent Sherpa. She helps community members every week in dungeons and raids. I think mainly raids, but some dungeons, I think, from time to time. If you want to know more about her, listen to episode 281 from December of 2024. She's back with us tonight to talk Destiny 2. From the great state of Idaho, it's Kate, a.k.a. Allocate. How you doing tonight, Kate?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming back. The first time you were on our very first Roundtable official episode, you and Ronan, and we got so much good feedback from when you guys were on that show. So thanks for coming back tonight. It's a real treat.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yes, definitely. So here's exactly what we have coming on the show tonight. Tonight, it's all about the last update for Destiny 2. It's our first impressions, what we've been jumping into first with this massive download, and what we think about what Bungie has released for us to enjoy one last time. After which point, we'll shift into our catch-up segment with everyone and share any highlights of their week and also what's been going on in their lives since we last spoke with them. I also have 2 brand new movies to share tonight as well that I watched this week in the theater. And at the end of the show, if time allows, we'll answer questions from our community. So if you do have a question for us and you want to possibly have us ask it on the show tonight, head to our podcast questions channel in our Discord. And like I said, we might pick it out, read it out aloud tonight on the show. All right. So if everyone's ready, let's roll. Hey, Guardians, even though we're now the new Guardian Down Roundtable, all the ways you can contact us are the same. Just go to guardiandowncast.com where you can email us, write us a review, send us a voicemail that we might air on the show, by the way, and even listen to past episodes where you can also search for a particular guest of the show. You know, I use this every week to find past episodes that our guest roundtablers are from, so you can go back and hear them and hear their story. guardiandowncast.com. There is another TWAB out this week, so I will briefly go over this week in Destiny as well. I didn't mention that in the intro, but I did pull up this week in Destiny for this week, so we will very briefly go over that. It's a little bit of information, not a ton though. But let's as we know by now, Bungie dropped its very last update for Destiny 2. And first, I really wanted to start out the show this way. Let's all share what we jumped into right when it dropped. As soon as you got the download complete and you were able to log in, there was a little bit of a queue to get in, by the way. At least there was for me. What is the very first thing you went to look at or jumped into to see? Kate, since you're our guest, I'm going to start with you. What was the very first thing you had to find out about or jumped into?
The very first thing, right to the Eververse store.
That's good. That's good. And what did you think? What do you think about Eververse, the way they've done things?
Well, it's different going through all the different menus, trying to see what's there, what isn't.
Yeah.
They have some new stuff in there. But what intrigued me was the fact they're saying that the offerings were changing every single day.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I got to get in, got to see what they have, if there's anything there that I want, or, wander off somewhere else. So that was kind of my first stop.
That just reminds me, I gotta log in before tonight after the show and find out what's in Eververse. I forgot that they're changing every day. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Every day.
I'm so used to the weekly reset thing, Yeah, that's
going to take getting used to.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's interesting. That's not what I thought you were going to say, but let me turn to you, Kingsley. What was the very first thing you jumped into, man? What was the first thing you had to find out about what's changed?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I kind of want to give two answers because I always check out the menu systems first too, which kind of goes along with Kate's answer. But I do want to talk about my first activity because that's what I really count.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, when I first turned on the game, of course, I wanted to see what was new in the menus. Probably the first thing I checked out technically was the triumphs, the new moments of triumphs, because, and I'll talk more about that later, but like, I'm really always interested in that and how good they were going to do with it. And then I looked at Eververse, and I was just looking at all the menus in general. I kind of just wanted to give that as the answer. But the first activity I hopped in was the distortions. I wanted to see what that was about.
All right, very good, very good. What do you see? That's
impressions an hour later.
Well, I'll tell you, the first thing I did, and we'll get into all the nitty gritty here. The first thing I did is I went to the tower. I wanted to see what this Monument of Triumph looked like, all the rewards. And then I did look over all the triumphs because they were kind of built into the Monument of Triumph itself when you were looking at, and there's 4 different kiosks, and there's one, I guess, one's called Brave, or one's called, I don't know, Attack, or there's like 4 different kiosks you go to, and each kiosk has a whole set of cosmetics. I'm really liking it because it just shows what you have to do. You get your legendary marks. Yes. I'm trying to remember what the currency is now. And then you turn them in and that's what you get. It's just an easy transaction. But the very first thing I wanted to discover, I wanted to find out about all these character cutscenes. That I looked at all the triumphs and I said, okay, where are these loose stories that I want to find out about? Each, has a triumph you have to go complete. And if you haven't done this yet, it really does set the stage for something. I don't want to spoil anything here because I want people to discover it on their own, but damn, that final cutscene, it got me, man. It felt like the end of Final Shape again. But
which one are you talking about? Because there's 2 final ones without giving away the spoilers. Is it one with someone in the tower, or is it the one in the Dark Forest, or was it?
No, I did
something else?
I did the Dark Forest one. Yeah, that's the one that was most mysterious. And then of course the last one at the tower where someone retires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's clarify too, because you can't do those right away, people. No. You got to do a bunch of triumphs before you can do those.
What do you have to do? Here's what I did.
You might be talking about a different one, actually.
Here's what I did. I would go to each planet, and and there was a little little tricorn insignia that shows where that character is, that NPC is, where you need to go talk to him to get the triumph complete. But another thing you have to do too, on I think each of the planets, if I'm correct here, you have to go to this point, this like scenic spot on each map, and just kneel down and just kind of take it all in. It's kind of a last like a tour of all the planets.
See, we might be talking about 2 things. You don't have to do that for the thing that I'm talking about. Are you talking about the cutscene that was an actual full motion cutscene, or are you talking about something else?
Well, you had to get all those NPC.
No, the cutscene that you saw. What are you talking about? What was it like?
Well, you had to get this one triumph to go to that final cutscene in the Black Forest. And then after that,
the one in the tower.
The one in the tower, I think you had to. I'm trying to remember how I got there. I think you had to complete all the triumphs.
I didn't ask you. Well, anyways, was it with Zavala?
Yeah, it was Zavala. Yeah.
Okay, and a full cutscene, right? A full motion cutscene.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you do have to do several things. You can't just do it right off the bat.
Okay.
You have to do, I think it's like at least 4 different main triumphs, which have sub triumphs to get that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how I did it all because the
reason I want to bring that up is because that can't be, because people, there's a lot of lore and mini cutscenes and stuff, like voice dialogues. But then if you want to get kind of the ending ones, you got to do stuff. You got to do the Moments of Triumph stuff because you won't be able to get that main ending one until you do a bunch of stuff.
Okay. I know
things leading up to it. When you're talking about like going to all the planets, that has little mini audio scenes, like little lookout points and people you can talk to and stuff like that. You don't have to necessarily do all of those to get the final one, but they lead to something that can get you to the final one.
I got you. I can't, honestly, I just jumped in and started Triumph hunting. That's what I did. You know me, man, it's all about getting the bounties done, right? But getting things off the checkbox. Now, I don't remember how I got there, so I'm not the person probably to ask for this, but okay, so once we jumped in and Kate, you perused Eververse, and Kingsley, you went ahead and looked over all the triumphs. What was the first activity you guys jumped in? Kate, what about you? What was the first thing you jumped into to go ahead and start playing Destiny?
Oh, well, after running around the tower for a little bit, checking things out, it was a raid. I didn't actually get in, have time to play until last night, which, have the usual Wednesday raid. And we decided in our ultimate wisdom to head into Pantheon.
Okay.
So we have all these guardians, the group of us. Some of us had only barely gotten into the game like 20 minutes before we were supposed to go and head into the raid. So we have nothing done. We don't have any of the new aspects. We're trying to go and sort out the nice little artifact as we go. And
though when new updates come out, when we have a raid scheduled like the same night or the next night, right?
I mean, we weren't the most prepared group, but we went in and we had fun and we learned a little bit. And next time we might actually have, our specs sorted out, maybe.
Wait a minute. When you say raid, are you talking about the Pantheon?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys went right into the Pantheon? I think that's what Astacross did. I think he got a group together and just jumped right into it. I'm like, holy crap, they're jumping right into the Pantheon. And now, okay, explain how the Pantheon works exactly. Is there just one event in the Pantheon, or is there 2? I'm trying to remember how it's broken down.
The level that we went into has 3 bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And it just takes you right in. You're right there in the boss room. There's no traversals that you have to get through, no opening puzzles. You're there, you plant the raid flag, you go. You kill the boss, you pick up the loot, hit the nice little flag, and it teleports you to the second one.
Okay.
So it's, just like the original Pantheon.
It's like a boss rush.
You're just going boss to boss to boss until you're done.
Okay.
And we went in on the easy mode, but even there, there were a lot of DPS checks that we just weren't prepared for. So
I would have thought you guys would have done the Explorer mode, the easier version just to learn it.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Yeah.
That's hard?
That's what we went in for.
That was hard? Uh-oh. Kingsley
was
warned
right
me.
there. We had a couple of we were hitting the DPS checks.
Wow. That's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to talk about this if we want to get into the whole thing.
Go ahead. Let's just jump in. I just want to jump in and talk Destiny, man. I mean, I've got a lot to say as well. But I'm just, that was the first activity you guys did. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about the Pantheon. Let's jump right into it. So,
my first activity was the distortions, like I said.
That's right.
He was able to hop on Tuesday a lot during the day, but we could talk about that later since we're talking about Pantheon.
Let's talk about that.
Just a reminder.
I haven't done it yet.
There are 3 different Pantheons. 2 of them are out right now. The last one comes out on Saturday.
Right.
The 2 that are out are 3 little boss encounters. So there's the Callous one, which it is the what that means is the Argos boss, then the Galron boss, and then the Callus boss. Okay.
Okay.
Then the other Pantheon that's out is called Morgeth, and it's Morgeth boss, Consecrated Mind boss, and War Priest boss.
Okay.
I actually think War Priest is first and Morgeth is last.
Man, that sounds
Now, those ones are interesting too, because this first one is literally just the final part of the boss encounters. The reason why I say final part is because Galron and Argos had kind of like a two-part mechanic when we did it back in the day, and they're just having us do the last part, which honestly, the first part wasn't as interesting anyways, and you didn't really do boss DPS. You were just doing a bunch of setup to get them open.
Right.
Anyways, but what I heard they're doing with the Morgeth one is each of those, it's actually 2 encounters in one. So with War Priest, you're actually doing the encounter right before it, the passing back and forth, and then you go into doing War Priest right after. And I don't know all the details. I'm staying somewhat spoiler free.
Okay.
And then with like Consecrated Mind, suppose you're doing 2 encounters there. You're doing the 2, you know what I mean? That same arena. You're doing the lead up of opening the different bases, and then you're doing the next part.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing with Morgeth to have it be 2 parts. That's a good question, but I haven't been watching the videos. The last Pantheon comes out on Saturday, which is the full main one. I still haven't found out how many bosses there's going to be. Panda was saying he heard like 5. They gave us a little more information in the tweet today, but they didn't say how much.
Yeah, I think it's called the Gauntlet.
I don't know if anyone has a for sure confirmation.
I think it's called the Gauntlet.
I think that one's called the Gauntlet. But just to remind everyone, yes, there's different modes. There's an adventure mode, quote, easy, and I'll get back to that. And then there's a normal mode, and then you can put feats on.
Oof.
Now, adventure mode, all the stuff they told us that'd be easier is true, but then they left out, of course, things that I wish they would have done. I'm glad they did this still, but it's not as easy as I was hoping, right, Kate? It's still kind of...
Yep.
Like you said, it's a DPS check. Okay, first of all, let's confirm they did make the parts easier like they confirmed. There's no revive tokens, so you get unlimited revives. Okay. So if people are dying right and left, you don't need to worry about that.
That's good.
The power level is a little bit easier too. So like the damage that you're taking, because if you look at, it's like -30 or whatever it was. I forget the details. Is the higher number harder? Anyways, it's one level, and then the normal one is a little bit harder. And then, of course,
you don't take as much damage as supposedly.
Yeah.
Really?
But what they didn't change, which I really feel like they should have, is either they could have done one of 2 things. They could have made unlimited phases for the bosses, before Enrage, because every raid has, usually 3 phases. And then after that, it's like you're done or whatever. Sometimes you get 4. They should have done that, or they should have done it so the bosses just need to take less damage to go down. So we noticed right away, because I actually hopped in Tuesday night too with the crew of 5 to give it a trial run, because I was excited that, okay, like staying alive is okay, and it's nice having revive, not having to worry about revive tokens, but the bosses still need a lot of damage to take them down. And so we're starting to run into issues with it. This is no harder than the normal modes, but for us, for people that aren't used to these, I'm just like, I'm in the privileged position. It's easy for me, these 2 encounters we've been doing so far, but most of the people I was running with didn't have as much experience, and we're figuring out mechanics along with best DPS at the same time. And so we're running into like not doing enough DPS by 3rd phase and then going in rage and wiping and stuff like that.
I didn't think it would be that, they would be that bullet spongy. I thought the Explorer mode would be easy to just get through.
I know. It feels like Explore. It's called Adventure mode, by the way, but Adventure mode, normal and hard, it feels like they take the same amount of damage, unfortunately. All that's changed is how much damage we're taking and revive tokens and things like that between the modes.
Damn. So did you guys get through any of the phases, or did you get damage checked every which way?
We got through some. What was your experience like, Kate? Like seeing the bosses that you saw, and we did get through some.
Yeah. See, and for me, it was, I'm glad that Kingsley was there because, the bosses from Eater of the Worlds and from Leviathan, I never had a chance to do those raids. So I was part of the group. I'm trying to go and learn the mechanics as well as. So it, kind of opposite position for me from what I'm used to. And Yeah. I say it's definitely something I'm wanting to go back into. This is nice for me.
Well, let me ask you this. Come Saturday.
Got through Argos.
You got through Argos?
And then we got through.
We did.
We pretty much could have gotten through Galron. We just had a few mess ups here and there. We were getting to know what to do. And then Kalos would have been the last one for them. We did. Now, the other thing I find interesting is Argos is pretty easy mechanics. Galron is a little more involved in mechanics. I even remember that from back in the day. Yeah. It's all about time management. You have to be passing buffs back and forth.
That's how I met Mohafo.
Other people.
That's how I met him.
Shoot things. And if you're not good with like remembering timers and time management and passing things and knowing who to buff, because normally one person needs to buff, but you need to have your partner on the fly buff just in case and all this stuff.
Right.
If you're good with that or eventually learning it, then you'll get the encounter down. But I remember even me and Sin back in the day, it took us lots of tries and then eventually we got it down and then it was a clockwork. We didn't even have to talk to each other after a bit. But I kind of find that funny they put that one in the middle because Kalos afterwards, much easier.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm not just saying that. Like I was even watching some people play it. It's like the mechanics are a lot easier. So it's kind of funny the harder ones in the middle.
What's great about that they're putting they're actually putting 2 of the Leviathan raid encounters in there. One was a Leviathan, what do they call it, heroic raid, or was it called a raid lair?
3 are in the Leviathan.
Oh, okay, Galron is too. Okay, so I thought he was from Crown of Sorrow. Maybe I'm getting
it. Which is in the Leviathan. Oh. It's actually a room in the Leviathan.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right. But I meant proper Leviathan.
Yes, it's a raid lair, but it's still the Leviathan.
Okay. Yep. Damn. Yeah. See, I think of all of them, that's a Leviathan raid's the one raid I ran the most of before we even started this whole community. I ran so many Leviathans with my fake TV friends. We'd run so many of those. All the raid layers, as soon as they came out, we'd learn them. It was so much fun. Such good times, man. I love the fact that even though they're not bringing back Red War campaign and all that, that is one aspect of Red War that they did bring back was the stuff in the Leviathan. And I'm so happy they brought that back with the Pantheon because those are going to bring back some great memories when we play them. So what do you suggest we're going to play on Saturday night with our raid team? Is it going to be
that one
adventure mode?
The new stuff coming back and people want to experience it and it's still easier than the other one.
Okay.
And then the Saturday one that comes out, we don't want to hop in that one right away. That'll be the hardest one.
Okay.
So
did anybody,
I don't know what you guys think, but that's what I would suggest.
Did you get any cool weapons or gear or anything?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What kind of weapons did you get on the Leviathan stuff? Did you get an Algrilla dress?
I mean, first, let's talk about the armor.
Okay.
There is a new armor set piece that's specific armor called Pantheon armor.
Oh my gosh.
And I forget all the details, but the 4-piece basically is a perfect raiding armor set. Extra damage with mini bosses, and something, and then weapon damage and kind of swaps back and forth, combines each other. I forget the details, but really good for a raid set.
Okay.
Weapons, I got the Leviathan sniper rifle, what's it called again?
Yes, it's gorgeous. All the Leviathan weapons are some of my favorite weapons.
I don't care how it looks. I just want to know how it functions.
But it sounds beautiful very well. The sound, everything is smooth.
Function over form.
Right. Definitely function over form.
Sounds important too. Just saying.
Yes, but
it sounds badass when you shoot. It's like
it's you running a weapon that looks good, but it's crappy. But
I think correct me if I'm wrong, the sniper rifle was a rapid fire, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, it was like
yes,
okay,
it's powerful. It has new perks, of course, and
awesome.
it dropped as if you go in adventure mode, they drop as tier 3, but no big deal because you can raise them up. I already raised mine to tier 5 because I got a pretty good roll.
Yeah,
Alone as a God, is that what it's called? I forget.
That sounds right.
That's called. Yeah,
that sounds right. Nice.
And by the way, we were remembering too that snipers. Not for Kalos, Kalos a little bit also, actually, but for Argos and especially for Galron, snipers are a very important secondary weapon to use because of reasons for these raids. So it's good that they give you that off the bat as a potential. I mean, everyone should have a sniper anyways, but like if you don't or whatever, this is another sniper you can get.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, you'll like the weapons, you'll like the armor set. You know, usually that stuff I don't care about as much, but it is nice as a secondary thing to have some pretty cool loot that goes along with it and a separate loot pool. Because that also makes me happy knowing that'll be another reason people want to go into these activities, right?
I can't wait
to get the stuff.
I'm soon. Obviously, when it dropped, the first thing I thought of is I cannot wait for Saturday night because I'm so ready to jump in these Pantheon events and do them. Because obviously, you need people to play with you, and that's something you can't do like by yourself. But another thing that I want to jump into here, and I haven't done it yet, but I know you have, Kingsley, is there's a new hidden exotic mission, right?
Yes. Like I would love for us to not have this be a long show tonight and then us three hop in it. No,
okay. But I'm good with that.
Jokes.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
I mean, that would be fun.
I'll stream it. I'll cut the show off and we'll go right into a stream. I'm good with that.
Let's go.
See, sorry, live show.
No. Podcast first. I got lots to say.
I'm kidding, but Todd would obviously probably stream it, Scarlett. And oh, by the way, he mentioned also in the chat that, did you use Truth with pulling huge numbers? Yes, Scarlett, I did hear about that. Truth is rocking it. They buffed it.
I love it. I was hoping
it would. Have Truth.
Yes. That's the new catalyst. They changed the catalyst on it, right? Where the next, if you have a direct hit, the next rounds overload and they're stronger. That just sounds really good.
I want to get the catalyst, but even if you don't have the catalyst, it's still really good. I promise. Yeah. So. Okay, yes.
I'm just getting excited. We're talking about all this stuff, and I'm just getting excited. I'm trying to contain my excitement right now.
this exotic
you bouncing in your seat there. You're
yeah, right.
I'm trying to keep an eye on chat.
It'll be fine, Todd. It'll be fun. Now, I want to be careful. I'm not going to give spoilers away, but this exotic mission, and again, I try to think like recency bias and everything like that, but a lot of people, even other streamers and stuff, are confirming what I'm saying. It is one of the best exotic missions of all time.
I was watching Kakas do it. Yeah. Kakas put a video out, and actually Fallout Plays too put one out, and I was watching him do it, and dude, it looks fun. And right when you think you're supposed to leave it, no, don't leave it. Go activate this and go get the other thing. I'm like, what? What is this?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, be careful.
I'm not going to spoil.
But you said it perfectly.
No spoilers.
It's the first week. That's our policy. We don't spoil stuff. It's just impressions this week. So,
but people, I mean, I guess for some people, they wouldn't even want to be spoiled if there is an exotic mission. But look, we were going to get one either way. I don't know if people were remembering, but it was already coded in for the Ash and Iron update to get an exotic mission. And this was clearly the mission we were going to get, because I'm not going to spoil anything, but it goes along with things that make sense when you get into it.
Right.
I'm almost wondering if they added more onto it potentially, because I would say this is like an Inception, like an exotic mission within an exotic mission within an exotic mission.
I'm wondering if there's more stuff unlocking.
Regardless of anything else, it is so freaking fun. And I just was like in awe. I did the last part of it last night with Max. Well, we did all of it actually, but I hadn't done the last part because I had done some other parts with Sin. And when we got to the very, very end of the very last part, I was just in like, I very rare for that to happen for me in this game. Like the sound design, the arena was huge, like just, and of course what was happening, and just the whole thing was just crazy.
Wow. I'm pumped. And yes, if you guys are still up for it after the podcast is over, I will run the exotic mission with you if you want. I definitely want to get it. And I heard that you can
scared too.
What's that?
I was like scared leading up to that last part. I'm like, I do not want to go there. I do not want to go there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It apparently it is a fusion rifle and a glaive built together where you can stab it literally into your enemies and then light them up with a fusion rifle. That just sounds so good to me.
I don't know if I love the weapon yet.
No,
but it doesn't matter because the mission's really cool. I'm not saying the weapon's bad.
Yeah. But it's the mission that's the fun part, right? That's like all new content. You know, it's nothing you're having to go back and do stuff you've already done before. That's the cool thing. Yeah. Just to share what I did, the very first thing once I went to all of the planets, I knelt down and took it all in. That's a triumph in itself, by the way. And then I did the speaking lines with the NPCs and all the planets. They said they had been given love to the patrol zones. And I'm going to say, well, that's something I love to do in Destiny. I love going around and picking up caches and going and getting the whatever the nodes are for where they used to have planetary materials, but now it's just a node, or the planetary material is still there, but you're not getting a material. You're actually getting stuff. I will say this. they said they were going to give value to patrol zones again. I wanted to see exactly, because I had been so disappointed in the past from just nothing to do around the planets. I've heard one thing I wanted to share. There's so much to talk about. My mind's just racing right now. First thing I wanted to share, the material nodes. When you grab the material nodes, you still get the massive amounts of glimmer if you're trying to glimmer farm, which probably most of us aren't. But if you're getting back into the game, put your ghost on with that big triangular mod on there, the glimmer booster, and you'll get a ton, at least 1,000 glimmer for every time you pick up a material node. But the thing they changed, and I think maybe they heard me saying this and complaining enough. Every now and then, it's pretty consistent. You get an enhancement core, which I was like, whoa, enhancement core. And then I did a couple more nodes. Oh, another enhancement core. The chest, the caches on the planets give you weapons or armor from that planet. I think they're tier 3. So, and I'm 550 power, max power. So I think you get tier 3. To get the bigger weapons, you have to do more of the public events and stuff. And I'll get into that in a sec. But the thing is those caches that everyone would go around and just, you get nothing. It would just be a little bit of glimmer. And maybe every now and then you would get a gunsmith engram. You get gunsmith engrams all the time now. So you can turn those in to get stuff from the gunsmith in the tower now. And I'm trying to stay on track because there's so much to talk about. Big change right there. Because now you can glimmer farm, you can enhancement core farm on all the planets, just running around and just chilling and just not even thinking, have a YouTube video on or something, just run around and just doing that. But
let me talk more about that.
Go ahead, go for it.
If you were going to move on.
Yeah.
So you definitely, if you want to optimize, you want to follow the hourly movement of the distortions from planet to planet.
Yes. Let's talk about the distortions.
I really they did this because other games have been doing this for years. Diablo has an hourly rotating zone on the map.
Right.
This has made the patrols so much more lively. And one of the reasons why you for sure want to go to the distortion planet each time and rotate with it. So if it's top of the hour, go to a new planet, is because what you were saying, Todd, to add on to that, if you're on the distortion planet, you will get even more materials. In fact, you will get tier 5 weapons if you're doing the new distortion heroic public event. You will get tier 5 weapons from that chest.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. And so that's one. And you can even get Ascendant shards sometimes and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So you can maybe get slightly better materials on the non-distortion planets. But if you really want to do a circuit, follow along on the distorted planets and then top of the hour move to the next one.
And they said the enemies would be
better things.
They said the enemies would be a lot harder, but I didn't think they were that much harder. They still were pretty soft as far as
Did you do the full?
Yes.
Yeah, they're just a little bit harder, but did you do the full new public event, the new distortion public event?
I did the distortion public event. I did it on Europa, which was the Glimmer.
With the final boss.
The Glimmer farm, yeah. And I did the final boss. We had like 9 people there, man. I mean, there were so many people.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to shoot anything. People were just obliterating everything as soon as it appeared. But
that would be hard single.
Yeah.
Pretty much can guarantee. But
definitely. I mean, I had so many people shooting at the boss and stuff. I think it was a captain, some kind of distorted captain or something that came out. And he was still pretty beefy for 7 or 8 people shooting at him at once. But what happens when on these public events, and when you go to the planets that are distorted at the time, top of the hour, like you said, when you go to the weapon caches and the material nodes, you get a new currency, and it's called, where'd I write it down here? Shoot. Someone in chat's probably screaming it out right now. But anyway, you collect this new currency. It's called Strange Matter. Yeah. It's called Strange Matter, by the way.
There you go, yep.
And what happens is as you collect quantities of it, and you get it from anything on the planet, by the way, cache, the material nodes, and of course you get a bunch from the public events. First, here's the way I saw it coming together, Kingsley, and correct me if I'm wrong here. You do a regular public event on the distorted planet, and then you make it heroic, which hopefully everybody knows how to do that. And then you get a countdown timer, and then all of a sudden these waves of enemies come in. I think it was 6 waves. Was it 6 waves?
So that part you're somewhat correct on. You don't necessarily get, that's the actual distorted public event. I don't know if that's its technical name, but they said technically in their words a couple weeks ago, plus I noticed myself because I did a few, you won't get them after every public event. It's kind of random.
Oh, it's random. The one I did just happened to do it.
There's a much higher chance.
Okay.
But I even did one heroic, and I didn't get that distorted thing. But then I went over to another public event, and then it happened. How you know is, you know how public events, the sky gets dark. Well, this will get even darker and a new sound, not like a public event sound.
Right.
And you'll see a big red flame coming up from the ground up to the sky.
Oh, wow.
And that means the new public event is happening, the one you're talking about.
Okay.
And then, yes, that's how that one starts.
I never saw that part because I jumped into it like in the middle of it where they had just made a heroic, and then of course the waves of enemies come in. And if you have, I mean, I were 7 people there. I mean, it was so easy to do, but I imagine if there were only like 3 of you there, which, let's face it, down the road, it's going to get fewer and fewer. It's going to be like 3 people there. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight, I think. And the enemies are a little beefier. I'd say maybe 20% beefier, maybe. But I'm curious, have you collected enough of those strange matters to convert it?
Oh, of course. Several times over now.
I haven't done it yet. What do you get? I mean, I've been kind of sampling all the planets. I didn't go to the distorted ones. Do you get like something even stranger, they said?
Yeah. So I think it's 100. Correct me, Chad, if I'm wrong. The number doesn't matter so much, but it'll auto-convert. It'll be obvious. Once you get enough, you'll see a yellow icon pop up of the currency, almost like an exotic version,
That's right?
Once you have that, then a circle will appear on the map. And there's a lot of circles for other things, but you'll get a new circle for this thing, the exotic version of this currency.
Okay.
And then you go there, and then it's not the normal distortion public event, but it's just a little group of enemies with a little mini boss.
Right.
And then once you do that, you get the biggest chest yet. And that goes back to what I was saying, like it's pretty much guaranteed an Ascendant Shard, some tier 5 weapons, some really good stuff.
Yeah, Scarlet KM in chat saying it's called the Strange Signal is what he says. Yeah. I guess a strange signal, you go in and investigate it, and then
it'll be obvious because that yellow thing will pop. You don't have to do anything. It auto converts once you get enough.
It's just okay. It's
one other thing. Yeah. One other thing is you don't have to. I was told that you don't have to do it on that same planet because, like, let's say you were like getting enough currency and it's like at 59 and it swaps over to the next hour. Supposedly, you can go to the next planet and do go to the circle there and do that little.
Didn't know that,
and then get your good rewards.
Good to know. And I've only got 43, so I only did one distorted planet while it was going on. I was busy doing all the planets, trying to get take in the scenic areas and talk to the NPCs in each area.
Hello, everyone. Elmer Fudd Games here. They say it's hip to be square, but really, it's hip to be Guardian Down Round. Round is the shape, not like square. It's a podcast. I hope you enjoy it. It's changed my life. It'll change yours too.
One thing I did want to mention too is the planetary armor that you get is fantastic. I mean, granted, I only got tier 3 because I didn't do all the distorted ones. I got just from getting armor and weapons from just the regular caches that are around, or the material nodes. The caches, material nodes, no. The caches are where you can get weapons and armor from that planet. And I just wanted to share a couple of the new set bonuses just on the planetary armor alone. I got on Nessus, I got the high impact auto rifle called the Pluperfect. Now it's 400 now, by the way. It fires even faster. It felt really good. It was only tier 3. I got it from a planetary cache, but it still felt really good. It hit hard. I noticed kinetic weapons have a little more punch now, which is great because I love using, primary weapons. But the armor, here's what the bonus for armor was, the set bonus on Nessus. It's called Exodus Down Armor Set, and the first perk is called Emergency Electromagnet. When your shields become broken, you collect all nearby orbs and ammo bricks. Now, if you have stage 2 of this set bonus, it's called Repurpose Charge. Whenever you gain, lose, or spend an armor charge, you heal and gain damage reduction for a short time, and it scales with how many armor charges are involved. I mean, I think that for a planetary armor set, that's pretty dang strong, man. I think it is anyway. I got some Veritas armor from the Throne World from a cache. It has Lucent Transmutation. Performing a finisher or landing successive powerful melees generates an elemental pickup based on your light subclass. Tier 2, listen to this, is called Lucent Tithes. Performing a finisher on a powerful enemy heals you and creates loyal void moths. How freaking cool is that, man? Europa. I got the Christocrine armor. It has the set bonus resupply. After being out of combat for a moderate time, your next final blow grants additional ammo progress, and it creates an orb of power. And if you have the tier 2 set bonus, it's called From the Storm. After being out of combat for a moderate amount of time, you slowly gain frost armor until you re-enter combat. I mean, and there's a new stat type of armor called Powerhouse that emphasizes weapons and super. Weapons first, and then the minor stat is super. You guys got any of this armor? This is just the planetary armor I'm excited about. Are you guys feeling the same vibe?
I want the raid armor.
Okay.
But I mean, it does sound cool.
I'm going to check it out, but I haven't gotten there yet.
It is amazing. The amount of armor sets, the amount of armor ornaments, the emblems, the ghost, the sparrows, the ships. I mean, they are just dumping everything new out to you guys when you play. I can't be excited enough. I mean, I jumped into it limited this week. I played obviously Tuesday night and then Wednesday night, and I didn't play Wednesday night. I played Arc Raiders, because here's the thing about Destiny is there's no FOMO now. You can just pick at it little by little. Like,
well, there is for the daily Eververse store.
Yes. You know, you just reminded me I got to log in tonight and make sure I check the Eververse store before I go to bed.
See, they still added FOMO.
They got
all different types
again. So don't worry about it, people. Yeah. It'll come back. You know.
Another thing I want to mention: there's a new exotic linear fusion rifle, which is awarded at the Monument of Triumph. You just got to have enough legendary marks to unlock it. I tried it briefly. I haven't really fully tested it yet, but it's a single firing linear fusion rifle, and it has a perk called Subatomic Distortion. It fires particles made of compressed quantum particles that decompress within targets after a short delay, lacerating them. Overpressurizing this weapon with Quantum Nova releases a detonation around you. That just sounds awesome. I did try my Void Siphon melee ability. Gotta admit, it was pretty damn fun to use too. I'm trying not to jump around too much. I did get a positive outlook from rifle from Vanguard orders. It has a new perk called Mega Kill Clip, whereby reloading after a final blow grants a longer period of increased damage, and additional final blows keep extending the duration of it. I got a new Battle Scar pulse rifle from the EDCE. It was from a chest. I mean, God, I don't know how much you guys have been visiting all the planets, because that's what I did. That was my that's the thing I love doing in Destiny, is just wandering the planets and just seeing what hidden things are out there, you know? But
I've done that tons. I just don't care about the loot as much as you. Okay. I probably wanted the planet more than you, honestly, because I've been able to play during the day some of these last couple of days.
Yeah, I've been limited. It's been I'll explain in our catch-up segment.
There is tons of cool things I'm not trying to, I know people love the weapons and the armor stuff, but there's lots of reasons to go to the planets for lore collectible things, for lookout points, like you said, talking to people, hidden corners to find little things. There's lots of reasons to go to pretty much all the different planets.
It's amazing.
Even Xur's treasure room, and then you go back to the main arena.
Yes.
You know, like you're in the activity, but the way you go just open without the activity.
Yeah.
There's even the thing there. So they added it everywhere for stuff to look for. That. So I've loved that part. Yep. It kind of goes along with, I'll say right now, unless you don't want to move on, but I kind of want to talk about the Triumphs stuff.
Do it,
because it goes on.
It's free. We're just going to free roam tonight.
Remember, I said one of the first thing I did was check the Triumphs. So
yes. They
did a really, really, really good job with the Triumphs. And I'm glad, because I remember the end of Destiny 1 was like this too. Now, do we remember though, it was like year 2 of Destiny 2 or something, they tried to have like a Triumph kind of thing then, and they brought us into some missions. Maybe this was like before they were getting rid of the Red War stuff or something. But there was some kind of mini look back Triumph thing, and it wasn't as good. But this one is amazing. There was so much packed into this Moments of Triumph it's not a book per se, but you know what I mean? It's like a book. It's like so many Triumph categories within the main Triumph thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I would say I've looked through all of them. 80% to 90% of them are interesting to me. And that is rare. Usually I don't like bounties. I don't like Triumphs. They're like, I get them done just coincidentally and not because they're interesting.
Right.
But a lot of these are like, go to this little hidden corner of this planet that you haven't been to for a long time, or do an interesting thing that, you know, like at least I found interesting. It's like they have raid triumphs too, which is really interesting. Like that you can just do even with a lot of the old raids. Like they've added in more challenges and triumphs for all the raids in this Moments of Triumph book because it's just extra little things, and most of them don't look that hard, which is kind of nice too. So a lot of people will be pass these off. The Triumph part will actually keep me interested in the game for a little bit longer than I was expecting. Of course, I'm always going to be, as long as there's groups, being excited with Pantheon, the raids, everything there. But even when that's not going on, just normally the solo playing Destiny, I haven't been as interested in the last several years. Mm-hmm. But the Triumph stuff and the going to planet because of the rotating featured planet, those two things alone actually has gotten me interested in doing solo play in Destiny over again. You know, who knows, 6 months to a year from now. But I would say, knowing what I know with this much experience in the game, this would keep me interested for a few months. I'm still going to hop to other games. It's not like I'm going to be maining Destiny, but I will actually be playing Destiny solo again, is what I'm saying. So a lot of fun there.
It's kind of fun because it's for me right now, it's that hobby game. It's the hobby game I jump on and let's work on this Triumph tonight. What do I need to do? Let's find out what I need to do. Let's go work on this Triumph. Maybe let's try to get 5 of them done tonight or something. And little by little, you get them all done. You get the Immortal title. That's the new title, right? Immortal. And I got to admit, that's a pretty badass title. I think I might go for that. I don't know. I haven't looked at the entire, I'm sure there's some hard ass Pantheon stuff I've got to get done to get that title, but I don't know. We got time, right? There's no FOMO anymore. There's no
all the time you want.
There's no worry about, you know.
The only thing I would say, though, stuff that has teams, as always,
yes.
And this is even more important today than before,
yeah.
I would recommend trying to do the team stuff as soon as possible. Because, yes, we have all the time in the world, but 2 years from now, how easy will it be getting a team doing Master or Pantheon or whatever?
Well, I'm spoiled. We got a Saturday raid night group, so we can play whatever we want. What do we want to work on?
I still think it's a good suggestion for people in general.
I agree.
Like the group stuff, if you have time, try to do that as soon as possible, just in case. Because if something's really important to you, it may be harder to get done down the road.
What's up, Tortuga? I see you there, man. What else you guys want to talk about? I mean, I kind of left my notes wide open tonight. I mean, I talked about, you know, the things that I jumped into right away. Yeah. Have you guys raced yet? I haven't raced yet.
So that was the second thing I hopped into after Distortion.
Let us know. What do you think about? What are your impressions?
It's really good. They made some good improvements over the first one. I could tell.
Okay. The gates look pretty narrow.
I like it. It's not a thing that I necessarily will be hopping in all the time, but I think it'll be a perfect warm-up activity before a dungeon or a raid with the group, because it's only like a 5-10 minute encounter thing.
Right.
And it lasts. Like, they obviously enhanced the graphics over Destiny 1. They made, all the Sparrow and Skimmers are much more responsive from what I'm remembering back then.
Now, does it default to the one that you have equipped, or do you have like a special loadout just for?
No, because all the Sparrows and Skimmers, they kind of like tune them to work the same. So you can just kind of use what you're using and then just have fun with that.
I've heard that what is it called? The No Time to Waste or No Time to Explain Sparrow still has a little bit of an edge. But I've heard from videos I've been watching and information I've been gathering that the Zerf boards and all of the ones you stand on, the turning radius isn't quite as responsive versus the regular Sparrows.
Yeah, everything was supposed to be tuned together. So I'd be surprised if the No Time to Explain one has an edge or whatever, but we'll see. Or No Time to Spare. But maybe it does. And that's going to suck if it does, because then everyone will just move to that. I was hoping, because they said they were going to tune everything evenly. But from my experience going in, it seemed like things were tuned good from what I saw so far. I've only been in 3 matches. I did 2 on my own and then 1 with a group.
Okay.
It's a blast, though. It's fun. The music's good. The graphics are good. It feels like kind of like a racing game, like other racing games. I mean, for as good as Destiny can do for a racing game, and they really enhanced it over Destiny 1, and we even liked it in Destiny 1. So,
well, I have to mention, while we're just going to go all over the place tonight, guys, just get used to it. I wanted to mention that we hit a peak of, this is according to Popularity Report, we hit a peak of 389,166. And there's been all kinds of numbers out there. I've heard 2.3 million.
No, it was higher than that.
So
it was 808,000.
808 between all platforms. Wow.
Yes.
What's
that 300 number?
One
That's
given
nothing.
time, or is that overall?
This was a 7 day.
Not everybody's playing.
This was a 7 day. They break it down so crazily. Okay, here it is. 981,104. That was as of today. 981 as of today was the daily online players for 6/11/2026. 981,104 people logged into Destiny 2. Enough said, right? I don't think we need to say any more.
Still less than Edge of Fate or Final Shape.
Well, Final Shape, I think, should have been the end of Destiny 2. Yeah. But we can speculate all we want about that.
Half the number of vanilla Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah, it's a good number. I'm not saying that, but I don't think enough said means anything. You still need higher numbers to really make a statement.
Yeah.
Well, and having that come right here where the patch dropped, that's nothing. What are the numbers going to be 3 months down the line?
Well,
6 months down the line.
Of course.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that the developers are going to be looking at.
And we're going to talk
because even if we got like 2 million people on day one, but then it dropped to like 750 the next week, and then dropped to like 300K the 2 months from now, then they'll be like, just because there's, the initial one may not be enough to hold it in the long run.
We're gonna kind of brush on that before we go tonight, before we end our Destiny talk for tonight on that subject. But no, it was
a number. Look, it did beat Edge of Fate. It did not beat Final Shape. It got about half as high as Final Shape. Still very impressive. I can confirm that seems right because I have tons of friends. I have like 40 pages of friends or whatever just from over the years.
I took a video of it. I couldn't believe it. I was just
how many click through will show me like how big the population is. And I specifically remember Final Shape, and I was clicking through 10 or 20 pages. But like with this update, it was like 4 or 5 pages at most at any given point, which is still very impressive.
Yeah.
But you can tell it is what it is. It's not like the highest numbers by any means, but
Well, the official numbers from Popularity Report for June 9th, which was yesterday or 2 days ago, was 808,886. You're right. But it's actually higher today and almost 200,000 more players.
Yeah.
That's so word spreading, or people are buying the game. It's the number one selling game on Steam right now.
No, it'll just be through the weekend and then it'll go down. That's pretty normal.
Okay.
Well, plus they have a pretty big sale going. So anybody out there that hasn't bought anything, has missed an expansion, now would be the time to pick it up.
Yeah, and they talk about it in the swap.
I was right about the price, $25. I was right.
I thought it'd be 40. I thought it'd be 40. That's a fantastic price. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat. You know how many thousands of hours of content that is? Well, okay, hundreds of hours if we're not going to be doing.
Well, it depends on how you play. It can be thousands. Yeah.
The real question is going to be: are people going to treat it as a hobby game and pick away at that Immortal title, or are they going to play it and say, "Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna go back and play whatever."
Well, like everything, we've seen this a million times before.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of the people that are coming back that haven't played for a long time, probably like at most a third of those people will stick around long term. So it's always normal to have the big bump right now. And then the people that always play Destiny will still always continue to play it. So it may go eventually down like long term from now back to those kind of like 300K numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't imagine it'll get much smaller than that, because if that was already the low when it was really bad like a month ago, not my words, but just in general,
right.
Then it probably will never go much lower than that. Maybe, but I think there's just enough people on different PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam combined that it'll probably settle back to that number. Because if you look at the graph too, if you have Popularity Report,
I got it up. It's on screen.
If you look at while you're pulling that up, I'll just start slowly describing. If you look at the highs and the lows, they're pretty sharp, except for the last few months. The low has stayed pretty even. It's kind of found its bottom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100
and
to
that's
200,000.
what I think the bottom will go back to 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. I don't know when, but that will be its base, going forward in the long term.
I agree. Yeah. And you can see it did an uptick days before. People were starting to say, okay, what have I missed in Destiny? Go up to 200,000 and
before
jumps to 272.
Kind of, it's very rare to be even like that. Usually it's up and down, but it actually stayed kind of even for a few months,
The day, on the 6th, it was 400 nulls, 500,000 players. People were jumping back in. And then, of course, 6.9 was 808,000 and almost 1 million players today. That's amazing. And, we can speculate about, is Sony seeing this? I mean, what's going on? I agree, though. I think it's going to depend on where that number goes back to. Are people going to treat it like a hobby game? Are they going to work on that title? Or is it going to just keep dropping until there's 2,000 people online? It could go one of two different ways here. So
I don't think these numbers ever mattered at all anyways, because even if it went up to 2 million, you need more than that to make it worth making a Destiny 3. You need like 5 to 20 million people, you know what I mean, to make it worth the cost these days. Right. And that may happen. I mean, just because, again, that doesn't matter the population with this, because even more people would come back if they made a Destiny 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people are thinking these numbers have anything to do with Sony's decision on if they make a Destiny 3.
Yeah.
They just have to decide, would we get, because it doesn't matter what we're getting right now. It only matters what we would get when a Destiny 3 comes out, if we can get that 5 to 20 million people actually buying it and then playing it so that they'll make the initial investment back. And that's what they're worried about, because it is very expensive to make games these days. And this isn't just happening to Destiny. It's happening to other studios too.
My wife and I were talking about this and about a Destiny 3 and stuff. And the fact of the matter is, back when in 2014, there were only 149 games released on Steam back then. And now it's 20,000 plus. And my wife did say, well, remember now, anybody who can make a game and pay $100 can get on Steam. So let's keep that in mind, that, because we're saying, well, there's so many different games out there to play now. Let's be realistic here. Those games probably aren't going to get to play. It's going to be the major players in the group, or maybe those rare individual small studios like Expedition 33, with a game like that, or even Arc Raiders. Think games like that, I think, are going to be your contenders, but I don't know.
But at least with those games, they're cheaper to make, and they may be the ones that are going to be more popular in the next couple of years. Because I keep saying, and I'm pretty confident about this, it's too expensive. Something's got to change, because it's too expensive making the big games these days.
Yeah,
Destiny's not the only one that's going to have issues. We're going to see less big games made in general the next couple of years,
and more competition, more expense.
I don't mean necessarily like a lot less. I'm not saying like we're only going to have like 5 big games per year, but we will see less, because it is super expensive to make games these days. And I get it why investors and people are scared to make a big game. We feel like it's not right. We want to see a Destiny 3, but that's the emotional side. I'm looking at it from the logical side. I can see why investors are scared to, make a big game these days.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to jump all over the place tonight, guys. So, it's going to drive you nuts tonight, Kings. I'm just going to tell you right now. They had a new...
but they should said this before. I kind of think if they were going to consider making a Destiny 3, make it something closer to like a Warframe model. It doesn't necessarily need to be free to play, but either free to play or a one-off. I said single player incorrectly the last week, where people were getting confused. I don't mean that. Like, it needs to be multiplayer, but like a non-live service game, just like
a 007 game, like 007 right now. You play the story and you're done.
Have like a 2-year plan, but don't have a live service 10-year plan, because I think that's where they shut. Unless you're making it free to play like Warframe or something, then maybe you can have a 10-year plan. But I don't know.
Another thing I want to mention: the new exotic hand cannon is very smooth. I'm really liking it. I hate hand cannons. Called a turncoat.
It's so good.
Yes,
it is really good.
And you get.
I like it better than the exotic mission weapon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
really true. But the exotic mission, the
fast fire.
Yeah, it's very fast.
Fast fire boat.
It literally is.
Gosh, so fun.
You basically build up a charge on the gun, and And when you reach this charge, you hold down your reload button, and it has super really fast, like unlimited ammo.
Hip firing. Yeah.
Hip firing. Mm-hmm. And it's very accurate. Mm-hmm. I was just annihilating yellow bosses on public events and stuff. It was really cool. But yeah, and you get some kind of aura around you. I can't remember what that was. There's some kind of aura or some kind of force field. It was a void for me around me when I was using it because it's a void weapon.
Yeah.
I can't remember what exactly it was doing, but dude, that felt good. And like I said, I'm not really a hand cannon user, but I might actually bring that into one of the raid things.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it'll be good for the Argos too, because there's some void shielded Minotaurs too, so we can pop those shields really good. But
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's a fun weapon.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's just wide open tonight. Kate, is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah.
What you played?
Oh, one other quick thing, and then maybe Kate will have something to say about this too. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Warframe, they're doing a homage to us. They've been so supportive of the Destiny community with everything going on.
Yeah.
And June 17th, I don't know all the details, maybe you know more, but they are doing a little mission or activity or something on the location Telesto, which is an homage anyways. And we don't know all the details, but they're going to have some kind of thing to honor Destiny players. So people give the Warframe community some love, and I'm going to check out this.
They've been very supportive.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that, Kate?
Not much more than what you posted. I know they're, obviously Destination Telesto, it's Guardians Make Your Own Fate. And I mean, Warframe and Destiny are two very different games, but at the same time, there is a lot of similarities. They are both very fun to play. Yeah, you're both overpowered guardians of a sort out there.
Looter shooter.
Yep, looter shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, when it happens, I'm going to be there.
Oh yeah, I'm going to check it out.
They've been very supportive. I've seen their tweets that the developers have been putting. It's very it's heartwarming to see.
They have such a good community, and they have a good development team. When I've watched, Kate told me about like little developer streams they have and things like that from time to time, and you even see like the CEO come on often, or the president, or whoever he is, and he seems like super chill, and he's like into it too. Like this doesn't happen with Bungie. And you see, like, they're just joking on the stream and everything, and everyone's having fun, you can tell. And, like, yeah, they must be treated okay over there because, things are looking pretty good.
They'll have their devs actually in there playing the game. They've got live game feed. They are just so into their game. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. Artifact system. I want to mention that. What do you guys think of the new rework? That it seemed really easy to use. I mean, it's just rows. You fill in the rows you want. And that's it. And you swap to the next one.
Well,
it's really nice, dude.
More than that. That is true. But even before that, I was worried like, well, do I have to look at all these artifacts? Which one am I going to pick?
Yeah.
Even before that, the high level that tells you this artifact is good for like Solar and Void. This artifact is good for
really cool.
Strand. And then it's like good for this weapon or this weapon. So you can just hover over each artifact and say like, oh, there's a rocket launcher one. There's a Strand one. I want that artifact. Then you can go into, like you said, and it's so much easier to pick the perks. Just rows, you pick the perks. You can undo ones very easily. It's not like the pain last time where if you want to go 3 back, you have to literally get rid of the 3. It's just so much. The artifact system is amazing.
And as far as the catalyst, a lot of people are asking, where are we going to get all the new catalysts for all the exotics? Apparently, Xur is going to be offering them every week on a rotator because I've been looking for the catalysts. I don't know where to get them either. And apparently Xur is going to be offering a lot of catalysts for the new catalyst for exotics. So I wanted to mention that. Xur will be here tomorrow. No, wait a minute. Yeah, tomorrow reset. So yeah, look for that. Visit Xur every week because there's going to be a lot more things in there. There's going to be tiered armor and weapons and other things. And I wanted to mention too, the tower vendors all have the progression tracks on them again, like they did in the old days. And you can, of course, opening chests on the planets will get you gunsmith engrams, which you can turn in. Tons of weapons, tons of tiered weapons and stuff. There's even emblems that you can get when you level up all the tower vendors. There's an emblem for each of the tower vendors. I'm pretty sure it's almost all of them. And I mean, there's just so much to do. It reminds me of the Forsaken days when I looked at the screen and everything was flashing in my face and I just had to sit there and pause because my brain fried. I didn't know what to do next. But the fact that we know this is the last update means I can just kind of pick and choose and take my time at what I'm doing. And And it's bittersweet, but it's really nice to just jump in and say, okay, what am I going to work on tonight? Let's go do this. Oh, we're raiding tonight. Let's see what triumphs we need to do to get in the raids, So it's going to be really nice, that's for sure. Kate, did you want to mention anything else and impression wise on the game that we kind of left you out of some of this talk?
No, so I'm just sitting here listening. Listen, there's a lot to take in.
There is.
And the big thing I can say is for people not to rush it, because there isn't going to be more coming. So take the time, enjoy it. Yeah. Go needs to hit the back seat and enjoy the journey for a change.
Yeah, I think they said there's 100 new weapons or 100 new. Yeah, I think they said 100 reintroduced or new weapons in the game. So that's a lot of weapons, man. You know me, I'm the completionist. I'm the collection guy. I want to collect everything. Oh my God, they had
them all, test them all. Don't get fixated on one.
God, the shaders they had in Eververse, I had to drop a little bit of silver. I know. I had some silver left over from something else, and I was like, I'm a shader freak, man. I love shaders, and they have some really, really cool shaders.
Are you in the game right now?
No, I'm not. I don't have the game open.
Oh, no worries. Because you don't do that because you don't have a good PC. No, I'm just kidding. But
I can run it on there. I can boot up.
What are you looking for?
No, I can boot up my PS5 and screen wrap it. Yeah,
it's up to you. You can look after the podcast too, but this is something I bought from Silver.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You wanted to show off your drip?
Oh, you want to join me in the tower and show it off? We'll definitely stream the exotic mission after this, and we'll show it off. Just remember.
Okay.
We'll show it off.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, let's do this. I want to definitely catch up and see what Kate's been up to and what we've been watching, what we've been, all that good stuff. I do want to just quickly go over this week in Destiny. It's one of the very few TWIDs that we're going to have left. Yes, I called it by the right name. So let's take a quick break here, and we will jump into that next.
Hello, Guardians. This is Notorious One, and you're listening to Guardian Down Roundtable.
All right, this week in Destiny for June 11th, 2026. This week in Destiny, we launched the Monument of Triumph, our last live service update for the best game ever made, aka Destiny 2. We hope you had fun and you could reunite with old friends, whether they are old raid bosses that have been away for far too long or weapons reprised with all the love in the world. There were new friends coming to the party. Don't you love surprises? I did want to share the Destiny 2 has a collection trailer now. 5 expansions, 4 content packs, 10 dungeons, and 7 raids. It's called Destiny 2, The Collection, and it is available right now. And they had a little trailer here that they put on in the TWID if you want to run it. Pantheon Gauntlet opens Saturday. I'm supposed to be sharing my screen here. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah.
So you can skip that part.
Well, I want to read, it's just a couple paragraphs here. You've seen the 2 activities available at launch, and you may have noticed difference between them. Other than their unique lineup of bosses, Callous Resplendent features reprised encounters, meaning they are largely as they originally were, but with changes to modernize the mechanics and tuning to combat and bosses to fit the current gameplay meta. Continuing in the musical theme, each encounter in Morgoth Surpassing is an encore. Each encore combines 2 previously separate encounters, one with a boss and one without, into a new experience that requires new strategies and coordination to overcome. I'm just excited just thinking about this. This Saturday, a 3rd redacted activity will unlock and challenges players to take on the full gauntlet of reprised and encore bosses. To earn the God's Bane title, Intrepid fire teams need to complete 11 out of the 12 available triumphs, 3 of which are in this new activity, each rewarding unique emblems. For example, the Total Revolution triumph requires completing the gauntlet with 5 feats active to earn its emblem. Maybe down the road. Knowing that the full gauntlet may be intimidating for some fire teams and to provide a means to focus your gear pursuits, a rotation will begin featuring the Pantheon bosses next Tuesday at Reset. 1 reprised and 1 encore encounter will be featured each week, giving players direct access to that boss and its rewards. Trials of Osiris returns on June 12th. That is tomorrow, if you're watching this live. It is, all Trials weapons will be dropping on the weekend. You can attune your inventory for a higher chance to get the reward you want. Yes, it's very cool. I did go look at the Trials gear, and yes, some of those pulse rifles must be mine. They will be mine. Lastly, we have a brand new Trials of Osiris armor set to earn. It looks very good. Anytime you're putting horns on a warlock, I mean, come on, man, let's go. You know I'm going to be getting that set.
Thanks.
That looks very good. Okay, new player guide has been updated for Monument of Triumph. Why do I keep saying that? Whether you're a lapsed player coming back to Monument of Triumph or a new player wandering what all the buzz is about, our new player guide will come in handy if you get a bit lost in all the systems that Destiny 2, such a deep, complex, and intriguing game. We've been working on updating all of the many changes coming with Monument of Triumph are covered by it, including one section.
Can we get a new player to actually?
Yes, including one new section that focuses on returning players jumping into the game right as the update goes live. So there's some frequently
we need a new player to verify that.
Exactly, because we're all like long-time players. By the way, did you guys get the original? Did any of you guys get the OG emblem? If you were here, since
80% of my friends list is wearing it right now.
That's awesome. I got another one on. I got the one that has all the characters of the game. Did you guys see that one? The one that has every character. Yep. That's so beautiful. I can't take that one off. So some Q&A, some frequently asked questions for Monument of Triumph. I haven't played in a while. My old weapons and armor still usable. All your previous gear is a great starting point for getting back into Destiny 2. As you continue to play, you will earn new and higher tiered gear that has increased stats, armor set bonuses, and weapons with additional perks to select. This will help you push past the limitations of your older gear, keep anything that you enjoy, plus be open to replacing gear as your power level grows. Man, I kind of wish I was on a power level grind again. I miss those days. I haven't played since before Edge of Fate. What is the best way to level up and increase my power? Freshly returning Guardians will start at 10 power, but the loot will drop at 300 plus power as a quick catch-up method. We remove the catch-up chest in favor of natural drops. Pay a close attention to the rewards that each activity grants to optimize your Guardian's power gain, as various activities and their respective difficulties reward different amounts of gear power. Where can I find other people to play with? Well, that's very simple. It is discord.gg/Guardian Down Roundtable. That's where you go. Oh, but they answered the question. Okay. Check out our Fireteam Finder, our in-game LFG, looking for group tool. You can access it from the roster screen. Give it a look and let us know what you think. They're revisiting all the patch notes, 17,000 words. I heard it was 70-something pages of patch notes for this last update. That's just incredible. So, no, we don't need to go through those. Player support report. Anything in there that stands out, Kingsley, that we need to mention?
I haven't even looked at it.
Okay, good. Shit is broken for just good old times.
I didn't run into any bugs myself necessarily.
I thought
the game does feel like it's running pretty smooth, other than yes, there was hiccups of like connecting to servers on Tuesday, but that can often happen a little bit here and there.
And I got the contacting Destiny servers like all day on Tuesday.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay. They had several artists of the week. I love that tattoo. Savathun. They had, there's another piece of art here. I just got to show this off because it was really beautiful. That's a really nice picture. And then, of course, Drifter and gee whiz, Eris Morton are together in this picture. It was really cool. And they did have a couple movies of the week, by the way. Watch those if you go to, Bungie.net. I haven't watched this one yet, but this Ad Astra, I definitely want to watch this one because I remember when I was sitting in this scene right here, and it was very, very tough. So, okay, just some final comments they say at the end here because we won't be doing too many TWIDs much longer. And that will do it for this TWID following the launch of Monument of Triumph. The whole team has been eagerly watching your journeys through Sol as you explore the latest changes and additions we've made to Destiny 2. We've also keeping a close eye on what needs some extra tweaks and still have a few days ahead of us as we check fixes, squash bugs, as we prepare to deploy update 9.7.01 next week to address those. This incremental patch is slated to go live Tuesday with patch notes delivered in advance on the day. As a reminder from our Monument of Triumph announcement article, we will be continuing TWIDs for a few weeks, continuing launch to keep you informed of game news once we get through our launch window. Our weekly blog entries will be entering a form of hibernation as well. This won't be the end of communications from us by any means. We'll still be keeping in touch with you and sharing community highlights through our website, social media channels, Discord, and other outlets. Speaking of game news, the Vanguard is receiving reports of Dredgen Bale is attempting to seize a weapon of sorrow discovered on the moon. Go make sure that doesn't happen, Guardians.
That just spoiled it some.
Well,
a little bit.
No, they've been dropping spoilers for the mission.
That's
all day.
That's the exotic. Is that the exotic mission?
I lied out.
Yeah,
no, that's fine.
It's exotic mission. Okay, got you. Okay.
They've been dropping spoilers like crazy. It's
okay.
Here's the thing, like, again, everyone's like, I'm glad they clarified a little bit more for the people that have the copium, but everyone's like, yeah, because when they said earlier, they're still going to keep communication with us. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, no, it was obvious in my mind, and that's what they're saying here is like, because they're still selling the game, there's still going to be marketing. There's still going to be like, check this out. Or if there's like news, like, okay, we're going to do a little, I could see they're going to have a skeleton crew, I could see an occasional, like,
they're not going to leave it in a bad state.
Bungie Foundation events and stuff. It's just not going to be a live service game, but it doesn't mean we're not going to hear anything from them on like the marketing Twitter and channels and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're going to have the maintenance team going, keeping it.
Yeah, that's true. The maintenance team
keeps some people employed. That's the way I see
it. Can't let the gerbils die. Got to feed them from time to time.
Exactly. Got to keep the power running. Exactly. All right. Let's catch up right after this.
Hey, you're listening to Guardian Down Radio. Stick around. You might enjoy yourself.
Guardian Down Radio?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I did say that. Again,
It's got a nice ring to it, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's actually good.
As soon as I went to start talking, it was going. Yeah. Hey, this is Risen Phoenix, and you're listening to Guardian Down Roundtable, not radio. Stick around. You might enjoy yourself.
All right, boys and girls, it's that time of our show where we got to catch up, just kind of see what we've been doing the week, and especially with our guest co-host, Allocate here, just catch up with her, see what's been going on. Now we'll start with you, Kate. Fill us in. What have you been doing? I know you've been doing a lot of raiding and stuff, even before the big drop and patch and stuff, but what else you been up to?
Well, like you say, I've been doing the raiding. I've got my raid teams that run Wednesday and Friday, and of course, running with you and Kingsley there on Saturdays.
Yep.
So,
a lot of fun.
Yeah, checking out, having fun there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with this whole patch and so on, let my teams know that as long as they're still wanting to raid, I'm still going to post them.
Yeah.
So we definitely have the interest going long term. And right now with the patch, it's all the signups are being flooded. I love seeing this.
That's great.
I'd like to know that's going to keep going, but going to enjoy it while it lasts.
How's IRL? How's work?
IRL, it's work. Still at the same company. Been there 10 plus years now, doing the same thing.
Printing company, right?
And Sign Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
So we're running into it's summer now, so it's our busy season, and it's always fun sitting there telling people, would love to do that for you in 2.5 weeks. We won't touch it till then. And somehow that never goes over well.
I love it.
So, it's the nature of the job.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you here because we've talked to you before, but I know we've asked you this question before, but I want to ask it again. And if I put you on the spot, I apologize. But what is one more thing that our community might not know about Allocate? Any quirks or any manners?
A quirk?
I don't know. And it could be anything. I mean,
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I
cool.
don't know. If there's something that people want to know, ask.
Okay, all right. Just
I want to know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, say whatever you want. I want to know, since you're asking, what's a cool place you visited, like a favorite in your whole lifetime?
Nice.
If I could go back, well, I mean, you got the different theme parks because that's always fun. But if I could go anywhere in the world, didn't have to worry about budget, I'd like to go back to Okinawa. I lived there for a couple of years, and I would love to go back and just, full on tourist.
That I would love to go to Japan.
I would love to go there.
That's on my bucket list, definitely. My wife and I actually, for our anniversary this November, we're thinking about going to Hawaii because the rates look really good. I was like, geez, I can't see how we could. My wife is a wizard when it comes to putting packages together for our vacations because she's a teacher. She has a set budget. And I mean, I'm paying the bills here, so it's hard for me to save up for vacation. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope that happens. A lot of good memories there. Okay. Fair enough. Anything else want to mention? I don't want to cut you off.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's,
All right. What is your favorite drink?
I'm boring.
I'm going to steal that from Kingsley. What is one of your favorite drinks?
Or dessert.
Or dessert. My bad. Damn, I messed it up.
Okay. So drink, 99% of the time I'm sitting here with some iced coffee. Dessert, absolute favorite would be my grandmother's apple pie.
Oh, nice.
Looking back, it's like a Dutch apple pie. She always called it the working man's apple. And I have never found it anywhere made the way that she did. And I'm kicking myself every day that I wasn't able to get the recipe from her.
I was going to ask you that next. Yeah, family recipes are the best. What are you? Is there a certain brand of iced coffee you like?
No, it's, I brew a pot in the morning.
Okay.
What doesn't go into the mug hot goes into the fridge, gets poured over ice later. So
nice.
I'm not fancy.
Yeah, my wife's a coffee.
Folgers like Gator.
Here's the thing. My wife bought me a
Folgers is actually better than people expect.
It's okay. It's all right. Even Maxwell House is not bad. Depends if you get the right brew. If you get like a good medium, a big medium, a medium roast, it's not too bad actually. It's pretty mild. I like mild coffees. I don't like real heavy.
The thing about those is you just got to use it up quick because the second you open it, starts going stale.
Well, I'm using K-Cups.
Well, that's any pre-grind. Any pre-grind, once you open it, you break that seal, it's going to start to dry out. For the people that go and have the beans and grind their own,
which I do.
It's going to last a little bit longer.
Yep.
My wife bought me
let's be real with it.
My wife bought me a cappuccino machine about 3 Christmases ago. And I'm like, this is way too complicated. I'm going to go back to my Keurig. She has adopted this machine and now she's a total coffee snob. She'll go to these coffee places and go, not as good as my brew. Not as good as my brew. And of course it helps that her daughter-in-law is a barista. So she came over and told her how to tweak all the different pressures and stuff and how to pack it perfectly. And I'm like, you're such a coffee snob now. She goes, I know. I didn't mean to be. I just like what I like.
Coffee snob.
Anyway. All right, Kingsley.
It doesn't have to be expensive.
You like what you like.
Can do good
exactly.
On
you don't apologize.
Drip machine. If you have good, like we were saying, fresh grounds, or you grind it yourself.
Yeah.
And you got to use a metal mesh filter because more of the oils come through that way. Than the paper ones. It just tastes so much better. Those 2 things alone make a huge difference.
I did not know what you just told me, but okay. I'll let my wife know.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oils? What the hell? I put the pod in the Keurig. I press the handle down. I press a button.
You get more flavor if you do it a certain way.
All right, fine.
Is all I'm saying.
Kingsley,
coffee snob.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I know. What you been up to this week, man? Any shows or anything you want to share? I know you've been reading
so much, but it has been super busy. First, since we're talking about like coffee and or other little machines and stuff, I didn't get another coffee thing, but I did get the Ninja Slushie, where you can make slushies at home.
Awesome!
Oh my gosh, this thing has been blowing up, and it was on sale at Costco.
Oh my God,
for like $200 off, basically.
Wow!
And you literally can have an icy or a slushy machine at your house.
That's cool.
It works really good. I was a little skeptical sometimes these at-home little machines.
Yeah.
But like it was getting like almost 5 stars everywhere I was looking up like on Amazon and everything. And let me tell you people, it is worth it. This thing is amazing. You can pour in like a Baja Blast Mountain Dew. You can spike it if you want. You can pour in some rum. You don't have to.
That's cool.
But like 5 to, I hear the Ninja Creamy is good too. That might be our next one. But the Ninja Slushie, like 5 to 20 minutes later, depending on how much you put in it, you literally have a good quality, You don't have to buy Ices or Slurpees anymore from 7-Eleven or the Mavericks or whatever. You have whatever you want at home. You can put like just juice into it, like even some cranberry juice tastes like a lot better in a slushy form. You can put all sorts of things in it and just have a slushy that fast. It's amazing. Let me tell you.
I got a sorbet machine one time. You had to freeze like the tub in the freezer. And my God, I never had such good sorbet. It was the best sorbet. And I love like sherbets and stuff. I love fruity ice creams and stuff. Oh my God. Yeah. That was so good. Then I lost the tub.
So that's been fun. And then this week is super busy. Of course, the Destiny stuff, but also this week was Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference where they announced all their new software stuff. So I've been playing with the betas, loading it on. It's going to be a good year, OS 27s. It's kind of like a rebuild year where I won't get all the details now because I was talking about it earlier, but yes, they're finally having their full AI thing now, which works. They're using a Gemini model behind the scenes, but it's used as a private cloud compute. It stays on your device, so it's actually privacy secure. And you can tie in other ones if you prefer other ones like ChatGPT or whatever. But that's not even the most exciting thing to me. It's just the operating system in general is going to have a lot of good optimizations. Everyone's device, it goes all the way back to Apple's doing better than Microsoft and Windows, other things. Even like Windows is cutting off, devices of what can run Windows 10 and Windows 11. But Apple's, it's going to go all the way back to iPhone. I want to say, I got to look it up again, but like somewhere really far back, like iPhone. I don't know if it's an 8. I think it was like a 10 or a 12, but like
still not bad.
It was, and everyone's going to be getting better battery life because they're optimizing behind the scenes stuff. So like even on an older device, things will seem smoother and stuff. Anyways, I've just been playing with the betas, having fun there. That stuff, of course, comes out its normal time in kind of September, October timeframe. And then the Destiny. So between technology stuff and then Destiny coming out this week and playing with my Ninja Slushie, I've been super busy.
Oh my God. It is. Hey, what's up?
You got to have a little bit of sugar in it for it to freeze because I guess some of the sugars kind of like
crystallizes,
coagulate it, but you can still make it healthier where you can just put in the minimum amount. So like I still use like a Coke Zero, but then I added for this one, I wanted to make it spike. So I did some coconut rum. And of course the coconut rum has they add sugars to that for the flavor and stuff. Yeah. And plus alcohol anyways has sugars in it, but it was so good. Coconut rum and Coke Zero.
So Kingsley, what proportion of your time over this last week has been playing with the slushie machine?
Well, still only probably like 5 or 10%, but it's more than it would normally be for like making drinks at home. That's for sure. Almost every night I've made one for me or me and the wife or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure I've even been drinking some of them leading up to like a raid or something like that.
Good. You have to show it off on stream. I guess you can't do that, can you? Shit. Never mind.
It's so refreshing during the summer too, having kind of an icy type drink.
I'm gonna have to go and film the whole process. And
there we go. Okay, I'll
see. I'm so anti cold coffee. I actually bought a Keurig that has a chiller in it. Actually, will create iced coffee too from the pods. I haven't tried it yet because I just use the regular hot coffee settings on it, but I'll probably do it this summer.
You live in Florida. It gets very hot down there. How do you drink hot coffee?
In the morning. It's just the problem with drinking hot coffee in the morning is it wants to lull you to sleep. After you drink your coffee after eating breakfast, you tend to want to go, oh, I got to go to work. Anyway,
I've never had that problem, but the problem is also you're making more reasons why you shouldn't have hot coffee.
I know I filled the bin up. It's ready to go. I just need to press the cold button. I just need to press the cold button one morning and just see what it's like. I'm going to do it. I'll do it tomorrow. I promise I'll do it tomorrow.
Or
we'll find out.
Or just be sure you don't just try it once and then, I don't like it. But like just make hot coffee and pour it over ice, whatever,
See, my wife loves buying cold brew already made, like really strong cold brew, and she'll pour it in her shakes in the morning. That's how she does it. But
see, I've bought the cold brew, but I like to go and adjust the sugar and everything on my own, and a lot of those just don't do it for me.
Okay, fair enough. I've drank a couple frozen coffees or cold brews, but I'm not a big fan.
No, Todd, have her make you an Americano, because since she's doing the espresso stuff, it's the same thing as hot coffee, but instead of coffee, it's espresso with ice and water. Yeah. And I think it has a better flavor than iced coffee. I love iced coffee too, but we're making an Americano.
I like Americanos. Yeah, they're very, very strong, very rich. Yeah, good, strong coffee. I had one this weekend, in fact. I'll explain. Dude, it has been the month of birthdays in my family. My daughter's birthday, my wife's birthday, my mother's birthday last week. This week coming up, it's going to be my son's birthday tomorrow. My birthday is going to roll around in there somewhere. I'm actually going to be meeting Ryan. I'm going to be meeting the Trash Panda here in Orlando. He's down here for work, and we're going to go to, I think we're going to go to Yard House. It's a good, like an ale place, it has good sandwiches and stuff, and they got good beers and their stuff. He's done for the week when I meet him, so he wouldn't have to worry about drinking too much or something. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then Father's Day right after that, and then after that, it's my grandson's second birthday. So, dude, I'm like poor this year, this month. I've been buying so many birthday gifts and all the out to eat dinners I've been having. I brought my daughter and my wife. We're going to bring my mom this weekend. We're going to go see a movie and get some dinner and celebrate her birthday. And it's just like, it's birthdays, man. June is just so full of birthdays, but it just seems like every day this week, something that's had to go on. I've had a dentist appointment. I got tree guys coming tomorrow to knock out the remaining 3 trees I need done in my backyard. Been putting that off. And then of course, this weekend, we got to set up a little pool for my grandson. And it's just like, it never ends, man. There's just something we got to do. But I have been playing a lot of Destiny. I've already talked about that. I did jump in. I play Arc Raiders every now and then. I jump in and, do a couple runs and, get those feats built up or whatever the blue number is. I don't remember what it's called, but, hey, Berserker, how you doing, man? Berserker from Australia. Future's so bright, you got to wear shades. I have 2 movies I want to share this week. We saw the new horror flick Obsession. It's from a YouTuber named Curry Barker. I guess they do he has like a comedy troupe that does comedy skits on YouTube. They spent $750,000 making this movie, and it's made hundreds of millions of dollars. Again, great movies can come from the smallest of places, and it's all about a music store employee. He buys a supernatural toy that grants him one wish, so he uses it on his friend Nikki to fall in love with him. The only result is it becomes something very horrifying. And I have to admit, after watching movies like Paranormal, I was a bit worried about this one because it's more of a psychological horror movie. But I did stay pretty engaged with the film. It was a pretty good film. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie, even though I'm not really into the whole horror genre. But I did see Weapons, which was another, it was a very independent film as well that did very well. And it wasn't like jump scares or anything. There was one part in the movie I literally had to turn my head because I knew what was going to happen. And until it happened, I would not look at the screen. I know, call me a damn baby, I don't care. But I knew I would dream about it at night if I saw that image. So I'll warn you, there is one part in the movie that if you're not into horror movies, be careful.
Maybe.
I know.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal, man. It's pretty brutal. I did see another film. This is the latest one from Paul Rudd. It also co-starred Nick Jonas. This is a musical comedy / drama. It was written by John Carney. And if you know John Carney movies, he has put out several music type movies. He puts music into the movies. 2013 is the one I recalled. It was a movie called Begin Again. It had Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo, and Adam Levine was in it too. It was a very similar setup to this film. I highly recommend watching that film if you haven't. It's called Begin Again from 2013. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or whatever out there. But this is about a small-time songwriter in Ireland, and that's Paul Rudd, who sings for a wedding band and meets Nick Jonas, who plays, he's a popular boy band star that goes solo and is trying to stay relevant in the music scene these days. But he's at a friend's wedding where he's singing, and they kind of get stoned and drunk and start riffing and playing music with each other afterwards for like overnight, I think. I think they just, they're just 2 music geeks and they just sit there and, anyway, long story short, yeah, Nick Jonas, the character Nick Jonas plays actually steals
the Backstreet Boys, right?
No, I think he's part of the Jonas Brothers. Anyway,
did we go over that?
No, I learned my lesson.
We did.
I learned my lesson. No, I learned my lesson. Stream last week. No, but he steals a song, and there's this. That's where kind of the movie starts. The main part of the movie starts, and it's a tug of war of emotions. And should I do the right thing? Or the problem is Paul Rudd couldn't find any proof that he wrote the movie before Nick Jonas released it. So the ending was fantastic. It had me in tears. I mean, it was if you want a good feeling summer movie, it's definitely one to see. I gave 3.5 stars to Obsession. It was a good movie. It got 86% certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes, so they loved it as well. I give this movie 4 stars. It also had an 86% certified fresh rating from Rotten Tomatoes as well, but I'm really excited. This weekend, we're going to see the latest Steven Spielberg science fiction movie, Disclosure Day, and with my mom and dad. And what makes this movie so special to me is my dad was the one who brought me to a theater to see Close Encounters of the Third Kind back in 1977. Same years as Star Wars Episode 5, by the way, A New Hope. So and E.T. in 82, went and saw that as well at the movie theater. So it's kind of a full circle moment where I'm actually taking my dad to the theater this time. And I really hope it's good. I'll be sharing it in next week's show, but that's it for me. That's all I had to share this week. 2 really good movies. So if you see them on the streaming networks out there, or you decide to go to the theaters and watch them, they are still in the theaters. Check those 2 movies out. They're really good. All right. One question for the show before we go tonight, right after this.
Hey, this is Beryl Barley, and you're listening to Guardian Down Roundtable.
We don't have any questions tonight for the show, but I did want to end on this. We had one of our members of our community, and actually other members as well, chimed in about the drop, the big update for Destiny 2. And one of our members here, and I'm not going to point him out because I don't know if he wants me to talk about this or not, so I'm not going to mention his name. He says, I'm not trying to be a killjoy here, and maybe I'm in the minority, but I'm not nearly as hyped as the rest of the Destiny community right now. The new content is fun. I've enjoyed jumping in and experiencing it, but that's all it is to me, fun. I'll enjoy the update for a week or 2, then ultimately move on. I mean, it bums me out, man. Seeing the hopium from the community when it is set in stone that the game is over really bums me out. What I'm struggling with is finding a reason to care beyond that. Now with the game's future effectively gone, I don't see the point in spending dozens or hundreds of hours grinding for a weapon roll that ultimately won't matter. I'm glad people are excited, and I'm not trying to take away from anyone. I genuinely hope everyone is having a great time with the update, but for me, it's hard to feel the same motivation when there's no long-term destination at the end of the grind. So I'll play, I'll have fun, but the desire to no-life the game and chase every god roll just isn't there anymore. I hope this makes sense. And of course, I responded to it, and many people responded to it. One responded and said, I think it's more of readjusting of thinking. The game went from live service with the feature story and content to something more like a one-off purchase, like GTA, for instance. We beat the story, at least what was given, and now we're in the post-game instance, of making money and buying vehicles. We are collecting cool weapons instead of doing heists and committing crimes. We are doing raids, dungeons, and slaughtering aliens. If you can shift away from that previous thinking and just enjoy the post-game, it should be nice, but not all-consuming experience. Hop on, grind and play what you want, and then log off. And another comment was, this update feels like Inside the Paleheart, but extended out to everywhere else. Nostalgia is like all over the place. Excuses to visit old places and activities. Seeing all my beloved Black Armory weapons back in the loot pool made me shed a manly tear of happiness. Me too. And another member chimed in and said, hey man, you're not alone. I feel the same way. Plenty of games out there. Play games with friends. Play what brings you joy. Enjoy your time on whatever you choose to play. It's all that matters. And another...
Glad what I said. I'll point myself out.
Yeah.
If you want.
Go ahead.
Because I somewhat agree with the comment, but I think it's even more a bigger picture thing than just because this is the last update. I mean, I can understand the logic that it's the last update. What's the point grinding for this stuff? But I want to even take it one step further. You can even have that opinion earlier on, which I've had from time to time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like sometimes people put too much into grinding too hard in FOMO and got to have this weapon, got to have that weapon. What's it all mean? For me, it's easy. I have never had that problem because I like experiences more than collecting stuff, and in video games also. But if you can have that mentality, even before the game was still live service, and especially now, then there can still be, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to collect the stuff. But if you're not the type of person to like that, then the next thing you want to look for is if you actually like the experiences, playing with people, the missions, stuff like that. There can be plenty of reasons to play the game without worrying about grinding for the weapons. If you reach the point where you don't even having fun playing with people or the experiences, then that's fair. Maybe a different game is for you. But it's just something to look at as another point of view. Like there can be reasons to play the game more than just the weapons.
So if you're just there for the weapon, you're going to miss out on so much.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Kate? What's your opinion on this? Curious.
Yeah, like, are you going to play differently, Kate, now that you also know? I was kind of asking this a couple of weeks ago, but like, what's your? I know you like raiding and everything, but do you have a personal opinion of how you're going to enjoy the game? And maybe you don't know yet, but like going forward, you know.
Well, like I told my raid teams, pretty much I'm playing it to have fun with them. They are the reason that I come back week after week and log into the game. If it wasn't for the people, I would have left, the game ages ago, because it is getting to be a bit of a grind. You're doing the same thing over and over again, but it's the people that keep bringing me back. And now we have this final update. Things aren't going to change anymore. And, oh, hey, look, here's a new shiny gun. Okay, it's a gun. Does it shoot differently than the other version did? What makes it better than the other than it, it has a shiny star on it. It didn't before. That's not the draw for me. So, I mean, I definitely see where he's coming from. I feel for him. But for me, it's really more about the community is why I'm playing. Game-wise, I have a couple other live service games that I've been playing. I'm looking at the fact that I have this massive backlog in Steam that I need to get through. And, maybe I'll actually get around to touching some of it now.
That's not perfect, because Destiny is hot right now.
Yeah, but, right now, every Wednesday, every Friday, Saturday, as long as my raid teams are going, I'm going to be there because I don't want to lose touch with these people. I have way too much fun sitting around shooting the bull with them for, 2-3 hours a night. And even if we end up at one point, I mean, I know Saturday night, a few weeks ago, we did Jackbox games rather than a raid.
It's fun.
And if that's where I end up with these guys, then that's where we end up.
Yeah.
Yes. And people keep chats going in the Discord. And again, this may not be an issue for 6 months to a year from now because Destiny is hot right now, but we don't want people dropping off if less people start playing Destiny. Stream you playing Division, whatever, hop in a voice chat. Other people will hop in and say hi. We want to keep the community lively. Again, it's easy to not worry about it right now, but I'm just thinking in the long term because I want to set this up where we keep a community going, where if for some reason down the road less people are playing Destiny, we still know that we can still be in voice chats, doing things like, I'm sure we'll keep the raid going, whatever, but we'll have Jackbox nights. We'll have nights where people are playing Warframe and they're not sure if they like the game, but they can just hop in and watch someone playing it, just all sorts of voice chats going. The more voice chats, the better.
See, I remember those days when we hit that wall in Destiny 2 when there was nothing left to play. Remember those dark days before they created Forsaken? It was the days before Forsaken. I remember Dado getting on and said, there's no reason for me to play this game anymore because none of this counts. None of this matters. None of this matters anymore.
It was still a higher population, though, than
of course.
Months ago.
Yeah, of course. But what I'm saying is, then, of course, we had much more systems in place. We had the Triumph system and everything that came in Forsaken after that. This was the dark days of
first year.
The Mercury. The
Curse of Osiris and all that.
Curse of Osiris, yes. Curse of Osiris. It was
is as high as what we had a month ago.
Yeah, I mean, but it really, I mean, for a fairly new franchise, it almost damn near killed the game.
It dipped big time. Yeah.
But here's how I'm treating this. I didn't jump on last night. I went and played Arc Raiders instead. Why? Because I don't have to go play Destiny anymore. I don't have to do it. Whereas I felt like in the past, and I was listening to DPS, dudes playing stuff, they were talking about this, how they just gave up because they couldn't keep up with their friends. And they had so much catch up to do to get the power number or whatever it may have been, that they finally just said, I feel like I'm logging, I feel like I'm clocking in for a job and stuff. And for once in my life playing Destiny 2, I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel like I have to clock in. I'm jumping in, and way I see this last update for Destiny 2, it's a one-off game. If Arc Raiders, I played everything. Oh, I get people get drunk again. When I jumped into Arc Raiders, I finished. I got to level 75. That's as far as you can go. I collected almost all the blueprints I needed. I got tons of guns. I mean, I maxed out my inventory to 280, which is the maximum, unless you do the expeditions or whatever. But that's another point. But there's really nothing left to do. But I still jump in and make runs and stuff because you just never know what you're going to do, what's going to happen when you open a drawer. But the way I'm treating Destiny 2 now is as a checklist of things to do. And while I'm doing these things, I'm going to kind of reminisce of all the years that I played this game. The longest I've played any game, by the way, even Call of Duty. And all of the people I've met, all the experiences I've had from Destiny 2, it's going to bring it all back. We had a member who dropped out of our community months ago, a couple years ago. And he popped in the chat. He rejoined our Discord and just wanted to say hello to everybody. I said, I may not be in here very long, but I just wanted to say I've had so many great memories playing with some of you in here. And of course, he got a warm welcome, welcome back and everything. And it just felt really good. It feels like this is a full circle moment where everyone just kind of coming back and we're honoring the game for what it was. And to boot, Bungie gave us a big checklist of things we can do to just kind of enjoy ourselves as we go through the game. And that's why I'm treating Destiny 2 now. It's a one-off game now. It's no longer a live service game. There's no more power grinds or anything I need to do. And I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to have fun. And if there's a triumph that just I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I know you said you were the same thing a couple of weeks ago, Kingsley. You don't feel like you have to do it. I mean,
I've been saying that for years.
Well, let me ask you this.
I've been warning people about this for years. It's my main tenet in the game. People don't get burnt out because they play too fast. They get burnt out because it's feeling like a job.
Yes.
And if you play too fast, you get bored. But if you're getting burnt out, that's because and I don't understand why people are like that. Again, it's probably just easy for me to say because my personality type, but I never let myself get to that point in Destiny. And I was always trying to warn people, don't worry about the power number. Even when power numbers mattered more back in the day, don't worry about that. Just play what you can. We'll help you through things. But still, everyone's like, I got to get this. I got to do the power grind. I got to get the weapons. And I've been trying to warn people for years, and more and more people coming around to that mentality, at least now, just don't worry about it. Play how you like.
And as far as 2 years from now, when this game's not relevant anymore, I think we still go back and play Destiny 1 every now and then. I still think it would be a win if Bungie or Sony or both put out a remastered version of Destiny 1 where we could play it on PC or we could play it on the new gen consoles at 60 frames. Because 30 frames, it's a big adjustment for me. I have to really adjust my eyes whenever I'm playing it. But once I play it for an hour or two, I start getting that old feeling again of the Destiny 1 days. But, you guys have gone back and played past raids and stuff in the game and had a great time. So my biggest fear, I guess, is when is it going to be the day when Sony pulls the plug on the servers? Will they ever? Will they just let it be a just continuing game? And then whatever money they get from Eververse, from new players who come in and want that ship because it looks badass, that'll help keep, pay the employees to keep, whatever the operations are involved to keep those servers running. I don't know. That's my biggest fear is how long are they going to keep it up?
Look, as long as it doesn't have a new floor that's a lot less than that number we were talking about, that kind of, I said 300, but it was more like 200 actually. But still, as long as it doesn't go below that, and the other signal, the other canary in the coal mine thing would be as long as they keep selling the game. If you ever see them stop selling the game, that means at some point after that, maybe the servers will shut down. But the fact that they're selling it, the fact that you can keep it going with the base, I don't see them shutting down the servers.
I mean, how many years have they kept the Destiny 1 servers running? And let's face it, Marathon's going to be around for a while. I don't know how long. I'll stick with my original prediction. It's going to be spring of 2027. That's when they'll close it. But we'll see. We'll see. They've got a lot of content, and then, they got a lot of people working hard over there, putting out new content for future seasons, and we'll just see how it goes, I guess. But the main thing is I'm just going to treat it like I said. I'm going to treat it like a one-off and just enjoy doing. I'm going to look at the triumphs and say, yeah, I want to do that one. Oh, it comes with an emblem. Even better. Let's get that. Let's do that. And I'm just going to enjoy the game. I'm just going to have fun. And, we may talk about it still week to week, in our future shows. And especially if we're catching up on what we've been playing or what we've been doing. That's always fun to do and see what people have been doing every week. But it's really weird, man. When it got really slow, where we weren't hearing anything back from Bungie, that dead silence for months and months and months, that was my opportunity to just start downloading my library of games on my PS5. I started downloading Borderlands 4 again. I got the new Crimson Desert, even though I haven't played it any further. You need to help me get through a point in it. I'm stuck on. I've been playing, obviously, Arc Raiders. I came back and revisited that game, and it has just been a pure joy to play. And yes, there are other games out there to play, but here's the great thing. Destiny 2 is on that rotation. So, I mean, if we're, every Saturday night, I know that we're going to do something in Destiny 2. And if someone's wanting to work on a title or whatever, then we'll help them out. We'll help them out. And, I'm sure we'll get loot and gear and stuff as well for our time playing. But like Kate said, it's not always about the gun and stuff. For me, I'm a collection freak. I like to collect everything, especially emblems and shaders. And I can't wait to get some of the Leviathan weapons and stuff. So anyway, Scarlet Matty kind of summed it up. He goes, what do we do with one-off games we love? We new game that shit. Exactly. That's what I did in Destiny 1. When there was nothing left to play, I made a new account and I played it all over again because I just love the journey of leveling up in Destiny 1. And I've done it in Destiny 2 as well. I think I've got 5, maybe 6 accounts in Destiny 2 alone. Yeah. So I love progression. I love playing the stories. You can always
just delete a character and make a...
Yeah, I could.
You don't have to make a new account.
I could. I know I could do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to mention that before we left tonight because I know that's on some people's minds out there that, why should I even play Destiny 2 anymore? There's no future for the game, Why should I care about getting this gun when, I can obviously just play with what I got? I don't know. Everybody plays Destiny 2 for different reasons, and you have to find that reason that you love to play it back in the day. And if it's, and I realize it's the people who have commented on this and had these thoughts, you're looking for that home, right? You're looking for that third space where you can have that hobby game that you can play. I totally get that. And I have yet to find that hobby game. I've heard some of the community members have gone to play Warframe because from what I hear, Warframe has a ton of content. It's probably just as big as Destiny and Destiny 2. I may revisit it. I don't think I'm going to do it right away.
I think it's a bad mentality to think you have to have a 10-year hobby game again. That is a wrong way of thinking, I think. It's perfectly fine to enjoy a game. It still can be a hobby, even if you only do it for 6 months. There's nothing wrong with having a hobby that's shorter and then move to another game. And then hobby can have different levels. It can mean how much you're enjoying it, or it can mean long term. And it doesn't have to be long term to be a hobby, is all I'm saying,
And I'm going to I'm just going to come clean with you guys. I already made an alternate account for Arc Raiders because I wanted to go through the experience again of having nothing and slowly building up my workbenches and stuff. And that's the reason I was on last night, is I was looking for that stupid rusted gear that I needed to upgrade my my weapons table because I got a really badass heavy machine gun or auto rifle, but I can't craft it until my workbench goes to level 3. So I'm just frantically looking for these parts that I need to love. But that's the fun of gaming, man. I love that grind. I just love doing that grind. I can't explain it. You can put a YouTube video on and just chill and not have to worry about, what you're doing and stuff. But I don't know. That's just the way my gaming hobby is going to be now. That's just the way I'm looking at games now. And yes, I'm playing other games. I know people never thought that I would not just play Destiny, but I'm really seeing other games out there. But I will say this, full disclosure, Destiny has spoiled the hell out of me with video games. I expect so much whenever I jump into a new game. And if it doesn't feel as smooth and as easy to jump into and just play as Destiny 2 is, it kind of gets a little notch sticking out. I'm just sorry. I've been so spoiled playing this game that whenever
it's your opinion, but
and of
also
course it
like
is.
a lot of times other games have even better graphics and better things than Destiny that you still don't like. So the thing you're saying spoiled isn't an absolute truth that other games aren't as good as Destiny.
Well, Scarlett corrected me. He said us. Spoiled the hell out of us. Yes, exactly. We are all spoiled.
I'm not talking down Destiny. I'm just saying that it's not true that other games aren't as good or better. It's just that's what you're used to.
Sure. I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, Guardian, our show runs on Duncan. I mean, it's supported by our community. And by that, I mean our Patreon community. We're nearly 100 strong now. And if you want to join an awesome group of people and get the benefits like a private channel with myself and Kingsley Mack and all of our other Patreon members out there, not to mention special badges in our Discord community, years of behind the scenes, special audio and video episodes just for our patrons, and it's really simple. Just go to GuardianDownCast.com and hit that Patreon button to find out more. You can also join us for free, so what do you got to lose? If you've received any value from the show today, keep those corporate sponsors out of our podcast by simply joining our awesome community at patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. Later, Guardians. Hey, Future Gator here. Well, here we are. We're jumping into the last bit of new content for Destiny 2. And it seems like after all the 350 plus thousand signatures, which I'm a part of, and spamming "We Want Destiny 3" in the State of Play showcase, and even some in the Summer Games Fest, it doesn't look like Bungie has plans for another Destiny game, and that makes me sad. It really does. That being said, there is so much to do in Destiny 2 right now, and after finishing my first Pantheon activity with my raid team last night, it really is bringing back all the good times that we had in this now 12-year franchise. I can totally understand those of you out there who don't want to put any more time into a game that has no future, but I will continue to play at my pace, probably for the next 3 to 6 months minimum. I'm dipping my toes into so many games. I'm beginning to see what I missed gaming-wise while I was entrenched in the Destinyverse. I'm beginning to play Elden Ring again, and this time I have the motivation to seek out all the bosses in the initial game, and I can't wait to jump into the DLC. I've heard really good things about it. From Software really does make a beautiful world, and I'm here for it. I'm also continuing to play Arc Raiders. Not as much these days as I'm waiting for that huge October release they're supposed to be dropping this year. Maybe this will be Arc Raiders' Forsaken moment. We'll have to see, I guess. Other games I'm loading up on my PS5 Pro, and I'm actually looking at my library right now as we speak. Helldivers 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Jedi Survivor, Metaphor ReFantazio, Pragmata, Diablo 4, Borderlands 4, Crimson Desert, and Ghost of Tsushima. Now that the Destinyverse doesn't have that FOMO mode in my life anymore, I'm going to play each of these games and continue to add more to the list. I tend to love games that have amazing, open worlds, beautiful open worlds. And as I've talked about in the last week's episode, I'm really holding out for that holy crap, stunning game announcement sometime in the near future. And who knows, maybe I'll love GTA 5. I mean, I need at least to jump in and see if that Florida environment they made is accurate. I've lived in Florida all my life. I've seen almost every part of it, from the Panhandle down to the East Coast, the West Coast, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and even Key West. So I'm optimistic for the future of gaming, and I hope you share that feeling as well. But in the meantime, I really hope you all jump back into this game that we all love and at least reminisce about the good old days. Thank you for listening to the show this week and every week, and a big shout out to our super fans, our Patreon community, like our Dungeon Champion patron, Deadpool1 Merc, our Raid Boss patrons, like Amazing Taco King, Jealous Gaming, and Frostbite. Oh, quick announcement. The full unedited version of the MegaCast, which consists of members of our Owl Sector Alliance of Destiny podcasters and shows. We used to have these big MegaCasts before every major drop in Destiny. And obviously, this was the last one. So we recorded that a couple weeks ago. It will be up for you to enjoy on the Patreon page this week. So hope you guys get a chance to listen to it. So for whatever game you're into these days, be sure to take breaks, hydrate, and touch grass. MC Squared, community and Patreon Gatorade member for over 4 years. Thank you, sir.
The path to victory is long, but there's always hope. Fight!
Thank you all so very much for listening, whether in life or in your game. Hey, get your reps in. And later, Guardian.
Overtime. Let's do this.
That's our show, guys. I don't think we have anything else we want to mention. I wanted to thank Allocate for coming back on the show tonight. I know it was kind of a limited topics tonight, but I just, like I said, I just felt like we needed to talk about our impressions of this big giant drop. I mean, this is kind of unprecedented with a Destiny 2 game, that we get so much dropped in our lap to do. But like I said, I want to thank you again, Kate, for coming on the show tonight. Before we leave, do you have a shout out to anybody? You want to give anybody a shout out tonight before we leave?
I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's the players. It's the people in this Discord. You guys are the reason that everything is great. You guys are the reason we're all here. Because let's be honest, if we didn't have our community here, how many of us would still be playing the game? So everybody who's listening to this, pat yourself on the back, because you are incredible.
Yes.
I know people would, but I wouldn't be if I didn't have the community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It means a lot. It really does. Kingsley Mack, anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight before we leave?
Yeah, I love shouting out the guests when I can, and definitely want to shout out Allocate, especially for putting together raid groups. It's always nice to have that because I don't have the desire to head them up these days, or generally Sherpa. So love that Kate does that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, my shout out, of course, is the same every week. It's everyone who showed up live on the show tonight. There might not have been as many input tonight, comment-wise, but we all appreciate you guys hang out with us live. I know it's not the easiest thing to do because it's not on demand. You have to be here live to experience it. But those of you who watch the replays after this will see everything that we talked about and stuff. But it's just not the same as being live where you can interact with us in real time. It's really cool. So shout out to everyone in the chat that showed up in YouTube, in Twitch, and of course our Discord community. And remember, if you do want to join our community, you want to jump into Destiny again, it's discord.gg/Guardian Down Roundtable. Or you can go to our website, guardiandowncast.com, to find out everything about our shows, where you can contact us, listen to past episodes. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. It does everything but your taxes, just about. And you can even send us a voicemail there. So there you go. You got a free ad tonight. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. And remember, whether in life or in your game, get your reps in. Later, Guardians.
No ads for me. Have a good one.
with Monument of Triumph. Monument?